Hey, this is my submission for Ubisoft Next 2022, the programming challenge. So I made a 3D space shooter. This is the controls. You can kind of just look around by dragging the left mouse. You can drag in all different types of ways. It's just standard up, down, left, right, and it clamps on the top and the bottom. Moving around, you press WASD with space and C in order to go up and down. So space, C, up, down. It's all physics-based movement. So I have I assigned a mass to the ship, and it's whenever you press the buttons, moving buttons, it applies a force. I think it's like 80 or something like that. I don't know. The numbers are arbitrary, and you can, if you go really fast and you let go, we have resistance going in the opposite direction of the velocity that kind of brings you back down to zero. So this map is, all these are different kind of teleporters to different levels. So we can go ahead and collide with this cube. It's a cube, but it's all sphere collisions. Mostly because, I have code for the sphere to box collision, but it doesn't work. I think one of my checks just doesn't work well. I have some false negatives for that, so I just don't use it. Am I in debug mode? I am. Let me switch to release mode. Yeah, there's a lot of 3D meshes, so it's going to slow down. So let's go back. I should probably restart the video, but oh well. Let's go here. These are enemy types. They will attack you if you're within their cone of vision. So if I move up and out of this guy's cone of vision, no longer attack me. And so I just use dot product to do that. They'll fire bullets at you. If you get hit, your lives will go down. We tank one. Lives will go down. You can fire your own projectiles with right click, and you can, if they collide with the enemy bullets, they'll, they're gonna destroy each other. And if you hit the towers, they're gonna lose health. You can snipe them from long range, and your score will go up if they are defeated. And so, the way I do how collisions react is I kind of have a Unity-like system where you create your own script and you can override an on-collision function, and that function will get called in the collision system whenever two things hit. So I use tags along with those functions whenever you get that to work. I went into the blue cube, which is just return to the hub world. Let's go to the next stage, yellow. Oh, and if you notice, every time you fire a bullet, it's random rotation. It'll have a random rotation going on it. All the rotations are done with quaternions. Create a quaternion class, and that was a fun experience. Some cool concepts to get your head around. These are prediction turrets. They're going to fire where they think you're going to be, and that calculation is based off of velocity. So it's kind of like overshooting because it doesn't take into account the resistance factor that I have. It doesn't take into account that it's going to slowly go back to zero. But for short distances, it works quite well. It's getting quite close there. And I could have made it take that into account, but that's okay. I'm going to go back, and the next world. This one will have moving enemies. These guys will look at the player, but it's not going to be an instantaneous look at. It's going to be a spherical lerp, S-lerp look at. So they're going to slowly start looking towards me. The bullets are going to slowly start looking more and more towards me. Yeah, and it's just going to follow that pattern. So I made them turn quite slowly, just really accentuate that fact. And they can only move forward. So every once in a while, they're just going to move forward in whatever direction they're facing. It's going to be kind of close to the player, but not exact. And all their behavior is the same, so that's why they all stack up. But I wanted to make sure that they move in that way, just so you have kind of horizontal shots. So you kind of have to lead your shots when you're fighting these guys. Oh, did we get a hit? Oh, I think I missed all of them. Oh well. Yeah, and you can destroy them and get points. Let's go back down. And that's pretty much the gist of the game. I think that covered everything. I could go into a little bit of the code, but I don't know if I want to show that on the video, but yeah, it's game objects, components. I have sprites for these and the crosshair, so different UI components. I have rendering components. I have, and it can render more than just spheres, rectangles, prisms. But I didn't want to make an OBJ loader class, so I just created a sphere and hard-coded a sphere and prisms. Is there anything else I'm missing? I'm going quick. I think that's about it. I tried to, I can get a game over real quick just to show you the loading. So whenever it's game over, you can press R to restart. You can't move, so I'm trying to move, you can't move because of the component-based system. I only remove the components to move the player and the collision system, the collider on the player, so you can still see what's going on. You have like the kind of Dark Souls thing where all the enemies are still firing at you even though you're dead. Press R, restart, score 0, 3 lives again. And that's the video. Yeah.